Hey guys, hope you're all having an awesome day. So we are going to pull some cards and see what the fuck is going on. There is so many downloads coming in. I don't know if you guys have been getting them. I feel like my third eye and my head has been getting the tingles for like literally probably 2 or 3 days now. And like even last night, like when my friend was here and we were talking, it was just like so many just epiphanies. I mean, Spirit was like literally talking to me so clearly, like just full conversation about stuff, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And then I'm getting like a bunch of stuff coming up today, the downloads again. So what I was getting from Spirit is there's actually a bunch of like stuff clearing. So you might be having a bunch of random different emotions, feelings, things coming up. Some of you guys might be feeling emotional. Some of you might be feeling tired and drained. Some of you might be feeling really disconnected. And some of you are going to be feeling anger and irritability. It's just going to depend on what is coming up for you. Just make sure you're allowing yourself to feel whatever it is. Like, stop trying to change the narrative is basically what Spirit is saying. Like, if you are upset about something, then be upset about it. It's okay. You know, it's okay for us to be angry. It's okay for us to be sad. It's okay for us to do all these things. Just make sure if you are communicating with somebody, it's in a respectful way. You know, there's nothing wrong with like anger. There's nothing wrong with expressing anger. The only issue is like when you're being disrespectful to yourself or other people. So just allow those feelings and the emotions and things to come up. There's a lot of like trauma that's coming up in just very random and different ways. Some of you guys might be having dreams about it as well. But what I'm getting from Spirit is there's going to be a bunch of like little kind of like baby triggers. It doesn't feel like huge tower moments for most of you. Some of it might be like huge tower moments, like just something that's like unhealthy, just completely falling apart. But for most people, just feels like little like baby triggers and mini things just to trigger an emotion to be released and something to be healed. So just make sure like whatever is going on with you, you're taking time to yourself to actually allow the feelings and emotions and thoughts to come up to be released, because that's the whole point, is for them to actually be released. Okay. And happy fucking Taurus season. Started yesterday, but happy Taurus season today. It is Taurus. We are fucking, wow, awesome. I posted about it yesterday because I was like, people think they know Tauruses, they don't. But I actually know a bunch of, I'm obviously Taurus, but I know a bunch of Tauruses, and my Taurus is rising, Sun, and my Venus, which is interesting because one, my favorite day of the week is Friday, which is ruled by Taurus Venus, right? And I was actually born on a Friday, so how funny is that? But and also Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love, and my Venus is in Taurus, which is why I probably love love so much. Makes total sense, right? I love all kinds of love. All right, let's see. What did I just say? I said I love all kinds of love, and what just came out? The Lovers. And I got my shirt on that says, love your mother. I'm doing like, if you're local to Spring Hill, Florida, come by today. It's Wednesday, by the way, I've been recording this. The 21st of April. I'm doing like an Earth Day thing. I have to go pick up, I got some custom cookies made that are Earth cookies. I'll post it on the stories on this page so you guys can see it if you're not local. But I got some Earth Day cookies, and it says like Happy Earth Day, and then other ones with the Earth on it. And I'm doing some special sales, and I have like the Earth Day giveaway that I posted, or the gifts that I posted. I'm very excited about Earth Day, which is technically tomorrow, but I'm not open tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna probably be out hugging some fucking trees and stuff in my backyard. I got lots of nice trees back there, so be hugging and kissing on some trees. I just opened the cards and I see participation. What I'm getting from Spirit is there is a huge collective shift right now. I've actually been getting this a lot. Huge collective shift. I keep getting the illusions message that everything you are seeing in front of you is not always reality. Trust your intuition. This message keeps coming out, so trust your intuition. There is something that maybe is taking more, we got postponement. There's something that's maybe taking more time, but they need you to see the bigger picture, the clearer picture. Okay, we got the Source and Breakthrough. I'm going to read the cards as they're coming up. Okay, so the Source and Breakthrough, what I get for a lot of people is you are about to have a bunch of energy that is coming in to help you break free of old patterns, of toxic belief systems, of dysfunction. Relationship stuff seems to be coming up a lot with this. So this can be relationship with yourself, which people always seem to forget about. The way you speak to yourself, the time that you put into yourself, the way you care for yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually. That is so important, and people seem to forget that is one of the most important relationships. But your relationships with your family, your relationships with your friends, if you have children, your relationships with your kids, you know, with your coworkers, with all different people. There's about to be a breakthrough, specifically with thought patterns and processing around these relationships. What I'm also hearing is for people who have been struggling a lot and who have been going through stuff for probably, and we keep getting 1 to 3 years, you are about to break free of this cycle. A lot of anxiety, fear, unknowns, and all that stuff. You're actually about to break free of this. So that's awesome. We got courage and harmony. Interesting, because we keep getting this courage card coming out. This one, or in the other deck, the courage card. And it seems to have to do with a lot with relationships, and mostly the masculine energy, like coming out of almost like hermit mode, and almost like where he keeps his emotions to himself, and like coming out and starting to actually express his emotions and realize like it's okay to be in his feminine energy, to receive love, to talk about his sadness, to talk about his pain, and to receive support from people, like genuine support from people. So there has been a lot coming out about this. It feels like a lot of people are working through fears and anxieties right now. And you're going to start coming from heart center. If you're struggling with this right now, that's okay. This is a message to let you know this spirit is guiding you with this. They're going to be helping you with this. Okay. So it's like, if you're really struggling to have like courage to step forward with a situation or with a person or with communication or making plans and taking action, spirit is helping you with this, and they're trying to help you with coming into harmony and balance with yourself and trusting your intuition, coming from your heart center, trusting your intuition. For some of you, this is going to be a communication thing with somebody else. Courage to have a communication, courage to have a conversation and communicate your deep feelings with somebody. I just felt it in my stomach. Okay. We got conditioning and maturity. Okay, hold on. They want me to do these two cards together. Like this first? Okay. So we got maturity and the lovers. What I'm getting is that a lot of you guys are coming full circle, and you're about to have a rebirth when it comes to a situation with either love with somebody else or love with yourself, or both. I am getting a lot of self-love with this, like where something's coming full circle and you're realizing that other people outside of you, other situations outside of you don't matter. All that matters is that you love yourself, that you honor yourself and your feelings. And what somebody else feels for you is irrelevant as long as you love yourself, because if you love yourself, you're going to choose yourself first. You're going to choose people who are good for you. You're going to make decisions that are for your highest good and from your heart center. So what other people say and do is irrelevant. And when you are choosing yourself first and you are honoring your feelings and you are truly, truly choosing yourself first, you don't need to worry about other people, because you are going to trust in yourself that you will only allow people and situations and behaviors that honor who you are. And a lot of times we want validation from other people. We want to know somebody cares about us in the same way. We want all of these different things, but it doesn't really matter if somebody cares about you. Does it change your feelings toward that other person? Does it change your feelings toward yourself? And if it is doing either of those things, then is those feelings that you have for somebody conditional or not? And I think that's like a huge message for somebody, that you need to, if that just gave you a little anxiety or a little stomach ache or kind of made you start thinking, take a few minutes to reflect on that what I just said is the way you feel about somebody or yourself. If that shifts based on the way somebody feels about you, that is conditional, okay? When you love and you care about somebody, you love them unconditionally. How they feel about you or anything else is irrelevant. That feeling is unconditional. It's not going to change. There's no conditions around it. It doesn't matter like how they behave. It doesn't mean that like, oh, if somebody's treating me like shit, I'm going to accept their behaviors. That's not what it means, but it doesn't mean that you're going to love them regardless, probably. Or you might. I guess that's just going to be dependent. This is a very general reading, so I'm not even wanting to get into it because I don't want people who are in toxic situations to take this and run with it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you Okay. Unrequited, whatever, where love just came up, right? Where it's like you love somebody, but the love is not returned. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. Is like you love somebody, but you're not sure if that love is returned. Okay. Are you going to love this person regardless if they love you back? If you're going to love them regardless if they love you back, why does it matter if they love you? If you're not going to love them regardless if they love you back, do you actually really unconditionally love them? There you go. That's probably an easier way to say it. But that also goes with not just other people, that also goes with yourself, which is when somebody does invalidate you, or somebody does do something hurtful to you, or somebody does say something that you don't like about yourself, are you going to allow other people to invalidate you? Are you going to unconditionally love yourself? And that also means unconditionally loving your flaws, unconditionally loving and accepting yourself. And I say flaws, we don't really have flaws, but we think we do. Unconditionally loving and accepting yourself, and also forgiving yourself for choices that you've made. Honoring all of the things about you. And the more you honor them, and the more you accept yourself, and the more you respect them, you'll see how the internal shift changes. And I feel like there's a lot of that going on right now. So taking that to the side of the lovers and maturity, we have conditioning and isolation. It feels like some of you guys are in this energy right now where you're starting to become aware, and Spirit is showing me this, where you're starting to become aware of these areas where you've been conditioned and where you believe certain things regarding love, specifically self-love and love for other people. And there's so much conditioning that's happened throughout your life, and it's not just you, it's everybody, throughout everybody's lives. And it's like some of you guys are in this period where you're needing to take time by yourself, where you're really needing to release your feelings and really needing to cry. And if you need to take time to yourself, take time for yourself, okay? Because this is what Spirit is trying to help you work toward. This is what they're trying to help you work toward, to true love for yourself and other people, to unconditional self-acceptance, acceptance for others, forgiveness, love, all of the beautiful high vibrational energy that we all love to feel. And they're trying to help you release this. They're trying to help you see areas where your perception is maybe not the best perception. Like if you feel like somebody constantly has to give you gifts. I'm just giving you examples so you understand what I mean when I say this. It's like somebody has to constantly give you gifts, or somebody has to constantly compliment you, or check on you all the time, or do all these things. And it's like, that's something that would be a conditioned response where it's like, well, this person doesn't love me or doesn't care about me because they're not doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But the thing also is, are you setting those expectations? Are you explaining those expectations you have for that other person? Or are you making assumptions that somebody who loves you should just know these things? And so that's the type of conditioning we're talking about, where we're actually asking for our needs to be met. We're actually telling people, this is what my expectation is. This is what love looks like to me. And allowing the other person to explain what love looks like to them. Allowing the other person to explain, this is how I actually show somebody love. Because if somebody receives love, say by gifts, and your partner, your family member, your friend, yourself is not giving gifts, then you might be sitting there thinking, this person doesn't love me, they don't buy me gifts. Maybe that's the way your parents raised you, where it was like the way they showed love was buying you gifts. And so now people aren't doing that, and you're like, this person doesn't love me, this person doesn't care. You've never expressed this, right? Maybe your friend is like acts of service, who's like, let me make them a nice dinner. Let me give them a phone call. Let me check in on them. Let me, help fix things around their house. Let me give them a ride somewhere. That's their way of showing love. And they have no idea you're not receiving that love. This is where that conditioning comes in. This is where all of these things start coming out and helping you get to that center place. So, all right, let's see. I pulled out 4 decks. I don't know why, but I was drawn to pull out 4. So I guess we're going to pull 4. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. Still got a long day ahead of me, so. If you guys have green aventurine, definitely use green crystals today. And over the next few days, I'm getting from Spirit. So actually, it's funny, I put on my green. Yep, my bracelet too. Okay. Yeah, green. This is green aventurine. It's good for like nurturing heart center, but it's also like a stone of like luck and abundance too. So we are in Taurus season. Actually, we're earthy, so we're green, but yeah, I mean, you can definitely use crystals to help you with what it is that you want. Sorry, my brain just like stopped working for a second. Is that it for this? Okay. We have fragmented energy on the bottom. And if you notice the puzzle pieces, and I have been talking about this for a while, is like certain pieces of the puzzle are missing. For some of you, it feels like something's missing from your heart. And this message actually came out, was it yesterday or the day before, about relationships and somebody feeling like, no, it was maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. And like, almost like how twins know something's missing. It's almost like there's some type of like soul connection where you feel like it's missing or something. Okay, so we got transformation, increase, present power, and deception. Sure. But I'm getting the middles again. Increase present power. This is you standing in your power. This is you standing in your truth. This is you honoring yourself. And this is you taking the right path for you. And what I'm specifically getting is stop listening to other fucking people. Like very strongly. Stop listening to other people. If you're asking for outside advice and it doesn't agree with you, don't fucking take it. This is also from spirit, not living your life for what other people want. Like your parents, your friends, your partner, whatever. For some of you, it feels like you're making choices with like going to school or finishing school because you don't want other people to perceive you a certain way, or your family or your partner or your friends or somebody is like, oh, you should finish this, or oh, you should do this. So it's like you feel this like pressure to do something you don't want to do. So I'm getting careers and school specifically. Even some people, I'm getting relationships like, oh, this person's a nice person, like you should stay with them. You're not going to find somebody who's going to love you as much or who's as nice as this person. Like, are you guys fucking serious? Like, no, stand in your fucking power. That's part of what this deception card is like not listening to what other people say. It doesn't, the words don't always mean what it says on the bottom of the cards, but it's like not listening to other people. It's like honoring yourself and your feelings. It's like stop taking outside advice. You know, some people are in wounded energy, and so they're giving you advice from their own wounds. They're giving you advice from their own perception. They're never going to be able to live in your shoes and see your perception because they have not lived your entire life. They don't think the way you think. Only you know what is right for you. So don't be doing jobs that aren't right for you because other people tell you to. Don't be doing fucking businesses. Don't be doing college stuff. Don't be in relationships. Don't do anything that other people are telling you to do. Do what you feel is right for you. Honor your feelings and stand in your power. When you do this, there is going to be a huge transformation that comes. And look at the paths in both of these. You got a big path in both of these, okay? Like beautiful things are going to come. There's going to be so many transformative things that happen for you. And there's going to be an internal transformation. And they're kind of showing me, reminds me of like the Wizard of Oz, where it's just like this smoke, like almost like a tornado smoke, like a green, like an emerald green tornado smoke that goes around you. And it's just like, and then you're like a totally different person. And believe it or not, it just sometimes takes like changing 1 or 2 thoughts to completely transform your life, to completely change who you are. And I don't know why the word Moldavite just popped in my head, but everybody's like, Moldavite is a crystal that does all this stuff. Guess what? Newsflash, no it fucking doesn't. Stop following TikTok trends. No it doesn't. You know what it does? Your mindset. That's it. It literally takes you saying, you know what? I'm done dealing with my own shit. I'm going to start, and I don't mean you ignoring your emotions and being a bitch to yourself. It's, I'm done dealing with my own shit. Let's change this. Like, you know what? I know that I am aware of the choices I've been making are not the best for me, and I'm going to start changing my choices, and I'm going to start making better choices. And even when I'm pulled to do choices that aren't for my highest good, I'm going to fucking stand up for myself, and I'm going to fight and resist that temptation, and I'm going to move forward, and transformation is going to come. And that is where you are standing in your power, in your truth, and honoring yourself. And this came out before in the first deck. Same message. So stand in your fucking power. I swear I say that in the most loving way possible. I'm saying that in a very nice way, even though it maybe is not coming out that way. Sometimes I get excited. All right, let's see. Bath on the bottom, salt baths, ocean healing answers through meditation. Some of you guys I'm getting, the message on the bottom works too, but some of you guys I'm actually getting, you need to release energy. You need to release, like go through like a purging process, and you need to start releasing your energy. You need to start clearing your energy daily and like cleansing it. Okay, we got like pretty much all blue cards. We got mother yourself, family ties, time off, that's all going together. And then we got new beginnings, Hawkeye. Okay, so these three are going together. Mothers yourself, family ties, time off. So what I'm specifically getting is this is you guys coming into loving yourself and nurturing yourself. Inner child healing, self-love home. I've been telling you this self-love message the entire reading. This is really honoring your feelings and loving yourself and nurturing yourself. And this is breaking free of all of the conditioning from your family. This message has also come out a few times. Family karma, generational healing, karmic cycles. But what I'm specifically getting is this is you taking time away from the drama, you taking time away from other people. I told you, taking time to yourself, that isolation card. Taking time away from what other people say and do, and really learning how to love yourself and honor yourself without other people. Like really coming into self-love, and self-love can only come from within. You cannot get outside validation to make you worthy, to make you feel enough, to make you love yourself. You cannot do that. People can maybe validate you and it gives you a little like, boost of energy, gives you a little boost of like love. But guess what? That dies, that goes away. It's only when you do it for yourself. And this is like, Spirit is saying like, this is a time to really honor your feelings, really nurture yourself, really love yourself. When you are having those tough emotions coming up, how are you going to mother yourself? How are you going to love yourself? And I will tell you what I do for me. So maybe this will help you, but I'll tell you in 1 second. But they're really saying like a lot of you, this is cutting ties with people who are not for your highest good. And if it's not your family, it's people in your life, friends and relationships that are similar to your childhood wounds and similar to your family. It's almost like you're reliving the cycles with your parents, you're reliving the cycles with siblings and other dysfunctional family. And this is you taking time away and really processing your feelings and really like meditating and going within and healing yourself. Mothering yourself. This is what I do when I have a tough emotions coming up. I usually have a few ways of dealing with it, but one of my favorite ways, always, I don't give a shit where I am. I don't care if I'm on the phone. I'm like, I gotta go. Doesn't matter. Like I'm just like whatever. I personally like to go outside. If it's dark out or something like that, I will sit in my house. I will videotape just like this, and I will have a conversation with myself, and I will talk to myself. And like, what are we feeling? Like, why are we feeling like this? What's going on with you? And I'll literally almost like pretend like you're talking to a child when you're talking to yourself. I like to verbalize and talk out loud. I don't like to look in the mirror, and I honestly want to sit my ass on the couch. Or outside. So it just depends. I don't always video chat. Sometimes I'll just sit out there and have conversations. When I am feeling really emotional, when I'm feeling all of this heaviness, I deep breathe. I take deep breaths. That helps release energy. When I am feeling real upset, even when I'm not, I'm like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. What you're feeling is real. Like, what you're feeling is valid. It's okay that you feel like this. And I speak to myself very softly, like I would have wanted my parents to do. And as a kid, all I wanted was my parents to just comfort me and listen to me and give me a hug. So what is it that you needed from your parents or your childhood or in your relationships that you've always wanted and you have not been given, and give it to yourself? That is the best thing you can do. So that's all I wanted from my parents, was just, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, you're okay. And just to calm me down and make me feel safe. And then I go like this to myself, and I give myself a nice big hug in my leg. I love you. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually picture myself as a kid. I usually picture myself around like 5-ish years old, and I will picture myself as a child as I'm doing that, and I'll just picture me giving myself a hug at that age and rubbing myself. And when you do that, I feel like I'm just gonna cry happiness doing that right now. When you do that, it changes your inner child, it nurtures your inner child, it gives you the love that you've always wanted from yourself. And it's not, and I want to say it's like this way you're not dependent on other people, but it's not that you should not ask for support. It's not that you should not ask for help. When you are going through some shit, hell yeah, ask for help, ask for support, ask for love. But it also is like honoring your own feelings and validating yourself and giving yourself love that somebody outside of you is not going to be able to heal and fix. Okay, we got new beginnings and Hawkeye. I love this. And look, it's Earth. I love this. There is a new beginning coming. And what I'm getting from Spirit, it's going to be something that's really like new. It feels like almost like a completely different life. Like you're going to be the same person that you are in a different way. Like who you are internally is still going to be there. Like the parts you love about yourself and the things you love about yourself and all the things, you know, that make you happy are still going to be there. It's not like that's going to get taken away, but it feels like this shift in your perspective that is going to help you see things from such a different way, that all of the little triggers and all of the things that disappointed you and bothered you or made you feel sad or made you feel angry, it's almost like this fresh, clean slate where when you heal these things that we've been talking about, you're not going to have as many triggers. You're not going to have as many like hard emotions. You're not going to have as many fears and anxieties and stuff. You're going to have more faith and trust. You're going to do less work because you're not going to need to. It's like, especially people who can't let go of control, right? When you let go of control and you trust in the divine and you trust the universe, you trust in spirit, you trust in your higher power, you don't need to do all this extra work because you realize they're doing it for you. They have your back. You don't need to worry about the future. You don't need to worry about all these things. You need to like, this is my goal. This is what I'm going to do. And trust the guidance you get from spirit. It's like they guide you all the time. If you're feeling stuck or you're feeling stagnant and there's no movement, then that's where you're supposed to be. And it's like when you have this idea, well, I need to get this done in this time frame, that's where all those struggles come in. When you say, you know what, this is my goal, this is the baby steps I'm gonna take toward it, and I'm stuck right now and I don't know what to do, I'm gonna sit with this, I'm gonna ask for guidance, and I'm gonna allow that guidance to come in, and I'm gonna only take action, or I'm only going to, I don't mean just sit, and be complacent with your life, but I'm saying like if you're feeling stuck in a specific area, you ask for guidance, and when the guidance comes in, that's when you're going to take action, because it's going to happen in divine timing. You're going to get the message you need with what you need to do to move forward when it's the right time, not in your timing. So that type of situation, when you release control of what needs to happen and when it needs to happen, and you start trusting in the divine, you're going to realize how much energy you've been depleting, and you're going to realize like the resistance that you've had is not helpful. And you're going to understand that a lot of the hard work you've been doing and all this extra shit you've been doing, you don't even need to do, and you're going to trust. So it feels like this really beautiful, beautiful thing. And it feels like what I'm getting from spirit is we're working up toward this energy throughout the rest of the year coming into 2022. Like this is the collective shift that we are working on right now. And they're like, guys, it's gonna be so beautiful. Like your whole world's gonna change, and it's fucking amazing. Like I cannot even explain to you the beautiful, like light love energy I'm seeing and feeling right now. Okay, did I do this one? No, I didn't. Wow. Okay, last deck. I'm like, wait a minute, my brain's not functioning. I'm just seeing like all this like beautiful, like just peaceful purity energy, this like just white, beautiful like energy. And that's not to say, things aren't gonna happen and the world's gonna be like a fucking rainbow and butterflies, but there's gonna just be so much internal peace for a lot of people. And I'm just, yeah, it looks really beautiful. It looks amazing. All right, let's see. What messages do we have? Patience is a virtue. They're not joking. We got 14, 22, 4. Wow, that just flew out. Flew the fuck out. Like, did a flip and everything. Wow, we got 77 in the last card, and then we have a 7 right here. Stand your ground. So this is for whoever needs to hear that present power. And the other card again. Okay, we got patience, and we got movements, choices, and decisions. Right after that, we have the waiting game, rest, and rejuvenate. So this feels very much like the message that I just gave you, is you need to have patience. If you are feeling stuck right now, or you are not having answers, or there is something that is going on, be patient. There might be something else going on behind the scenes that's blossoming. And what I'm getting is stop trying to resist it. Like what I just said to you about not resisting changes, about allowing things to naturally flow and naturally happen. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, you're feeling stuck, sit in that energy. That's what you're supposed to be doing. There's a lesson for you there. There's clearing there, there's releasing there, whatever it is. But there's something that is coming forward. They need you to be patient. And it's movements, choices, and decisions. And we actually got choose wisely on the bottom. And we got material and financial changes. for financial material changes. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some choices. There's definitely going to be some opportunities and downloads that you guys are getting within the next few weeks to a few months. But Spirit is saying be patient. Like you're in a place right now where you're doing a lot of releasing and clearing to help you with having a solid foundation to bring forward really like life altering and life changing things. And below that we have destiny. So the waiting game, rest and rejuvenate. So you got the waiting game and patience. This is a time of taking time for yourself. This is a time of going within. This is a time of coming into love. This is a time of being okay with waiting, being okay with being patient, being okay with the unknown, and trusting in source and trusting in the universe and the divine, that everything is coming for you exactly the way it's supposed to, in the exact time it's supposed to. You cannot rush it. You cannot change it. All that does is actually make you more anxious, more depressed, and hurts you. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is try to come into the present moment. When you're constantly worrying about the future, try to redirect yourself. Like, it's okay that we're worried about the future. You know, it's okay we want to do these things, and that's okay. Like, you know, we have these goals and all these things, but try to come back to the present moment. Try to come back to honoring what you have in this moment, being grateful for what you have, being grateful for being alive, all of these things, and honoring yourself, okay? Taking time to go within though. We got the isolation card, we got the time off card, and we got rest and rejuvenate. So definitely some of you guys go out and be with the trees. All right, financial material changes, destiny, crown chakra, choose wisely. These all kind of feel very separate, but very together. There is going to be some type of changes that are coming in your life. These are very physical changes is what I'm getting from Spirit. The internal changes are happening too, but what I'm getting is there's going to be some type of physical change for you within the next few months. And I'm getting 3 to 5 months are the really major changes that are coming for you guys. But this is like your destiny, and they want you to make sure that you are making choices from your heart center, things that are really for your highest good. Some of you, there is a life path put in front of you, and there's things and messages that are going to be coming in to help you with connecting to this. And what I'm getting specifically is not overthinking these things coming from heart center. Like, and we got that with the harmony card too. Coming from your heart center and like what it is that's true to you internally, rather than what you're seeing and what you're hearing and what's going on in front of your face. Like, you need to try to work from your heart center and make choices from your heart center. And there is a lot about like opening yourself up to receiving. If you notice in the hands, hopefully you can see that in the hands, like his hands are literally out like this, and he's like open to receiving. And in rest and rejuvenate, he also is. So what I'm getting from Spirit, especially with that message, is don't worry about you making the wrong choice. If you come from your heart and you do what you love, that choice is always going to be right. There are no wrong choices. Maybe, you know, they take a little bit longer, things need a shift more, but you will always be guided to the path that you're supposed to. You will always be guided to things that are part of your soul contract. There are things that are part of your destiny. There are things that are pre-planned. But regardless of that, that's not even fully the message I'm getting. It's just coming from your heart center and making choices that are for your highest good, choosing this instead of overthinking and worrying. And you'll get the information the way you need to. What I'm getting is some of you guys are really logical thinkers. And if you drop into your intuition, doesn't matter what the fuck you're seeing in front of your face, you're gonna know what's true in your heart and what choice to make. So that's really awesome. I love it. Oh, and the destiny card just flew back out. Hold on. Some of you guys, what I'm hearing is there's actually like a shift in your soul contract. There's something that has shifted. Hold on. It's almost like some of you guys who were aligned with other people, something is shifting with these people, like behind the scenes, like where you guys have met up, like the souls have kind of met up, maybe when you're feeling a little disconnected, and they're trying to plan something that is good for all people involved. And so there is some shifting taking place, or there's something with timing taking place. Sometimes when you guys are sleeping, your souls will actually connect with other souls and people that you have soul contracts with that are destined, like predestined events. But it feels like some of you, those predestined events are like changing. The time's changing on them. Certain shifts are, they're not really giving me specifics, but certain shifts are taking place because they see that there's maybe a different path or a better path, or there's something else that's going to help change. It's almost like they saw like an easier path to help, where it's like the path of least resistance. Like some of you guys, it feels like you've been doing a lot of harder work, and so they're trying to change it so it's a lot easier for you on your journey rather than the longer journey, the shorter journey. Some of you guys who've been feeling really stuck, it's like there's going to be some other person or situation that's going to come in to help you get unstuck. So it's like there's a lot of work going on with the souls behind the scenes is what I'm getting, to work together like with the people that you do have soul contracts with and the people that are in your life and stuff. So if you are having dreams about people in your life, you're probably working with them in some capacity to make shifts and changes. And I'm hearing like some of you guys had like things that were going to take a lot longer and they're going to happen in a shorter time period. It's almost like I'm seeing this shortcut. Something that was going to take 2 or 3 years is now going to take 3 to 6 months because you've done so much work and you've ascended so much, and it's helping other people with that. And it's like, it's almost just like there's something better than what was previously planned for you. I don't exactly know what all that means, but if it resonates, you'll know, and you'll know when you're supposed to. So I've never gotten messages like that. That's really interesting. We're doing this one. I didn't even mean to pull this out, but I guess we're pulling from the chakras. Okay. I haven't pulled from here actually in a while, so. Did I pull another one or no? Okay. Wow, we got 2 throat chakra cards. Okay, we got communication. I told you guys there's going to be some type of communication that you need to have, or that you're going to have a conversation with somebody. I communicate openly and honestly to express my thoughts and feelings clearly. I share my inner knowledge freely with integrity and without fear. My aim is to be fully understood by others. I am open to giving and receiving praise, and I will be careful not to talk excessively and make it all about me. I create space in my conversations for others to communicate with me. I inquire about others' thoughts and feelings, as listening to their truth can be uplifting. Wow, I love that actually. I've never pulled that before. And we got throat chakra, creative expression. I'm committed to sharing and revealing my thoughts and feelings by being creative in my communication style and using expressive language. I express myself through talking, singing, sighing, laughing and crying, and through using my creative talents. I consciously use my senses to experience my words more fully. I see, hear, smell, and feel more and become more aware of my surroundings, such as the weather, aromas, people, nature, sounds, and sight. I actually love that this came out. This feels like such a Taurus thing. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I always explain to people, like, set the ambiance for anything that you're doing, which I always say, like, light a candle, dim lighting, light some, put some essential oils on. Like, you want foods that are like good tasting foods and like comfortable clothing. It's like all of the 5 senses and stuff. And it really changes like your full experience. But what I'm getting, especially with these 2 cards, is you guys need to communicate your feelings. This is the message we got in the very beginning about you guys needing to communicate your feelings, stand up for yourself, and say how you really feel. And I was getting a lot of masculine energy with this also. But what I'm getting from Spirit is for people who have a hard time expressing their feelings through words, through verbalizing it, communicate in a different way. You can use creativity to communicate your true feelings in a different way. That could be writing a poem, that could be writing a song, that could be sending somebody a song, that could be sending somebody a song lyrics, that could be drawing a picture for somebody, that could be sending a text message or writing a letter. Like, how can you express yourself in the way that is going to feel best for you, that you're going to actually communicate what you're truly feeling? And if you have a hard time verbalizing it to somebody, you have a hard time coming out with it like that, or through a text or through a phone call or even through in person, then try a different form of communication. Try to communicate in a different way. And they're asking me to tell you guys, one of the best ways when you are communicating is explaining to somebody how you feel. This way it's not you're coming at somebody where they get defensive, coming at somebody from a place of me. I feel hurt. I feel upset when this happens or when this is done, because of this. That is, to me, one of the best ways to express yourself, to have somebody hear you. Because it's not, you did something wrong, I'm making you feel like shit. It's, this is my internal feelings, and I want to express to you why I feel this way, and I want to express to you. And most of the time when you express like that, somebody can empathize with you. When you're attacking somebody and you're saying, well, you did this wrong, well, you did this wrong, well, you did this wrong, all it does is it triggers the defense mechanism and the coping skill they learned as a kid. And same with you. That's probably the way you express yourself, is the way you learn from your parents. You can rewrite that at any time. And even if you go back to your old style, switch it back up. And I just want to say this, and I don't know why I need to say this, apologize. If you do something wrong, humble yourself and apologize. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, okay? Like, it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to make mistakes. I just had something come up a few days ago that I did literally way over a year ago, and I talked to them on the phone, and I said, I'm sorry, and they're like, I don't even remember that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, it was still fucked up. I did that. Like, it's okay. Like, you should do that. If you do something that hurts somebody else, even if your intention wasn't to hurt them, it's okay to acknowledge that, oh shit, I did hurt them. Hey, my intention wasn't that, but I am sorry. You know, that's not something I wanted to make you feel. That's not something, you know, whatever. And, you know, validate their feelings and allow them to feel it, and just try to come from your perspective, just so you know that was not my intention. My intention was this, but I can understand why you feel that way, and I appreciate you telling me that. And I'm the type of person where if I do something fucked up, like, I need you to tell me. Like, I want you to tell me so I know that I can do better, so I can change that within me. So I love today's message. I feel like there's so much like beautiful changes and energy coming up. And I know sometimes when all of these changes are taking place, it can feel very chaotic. It can feel very uncomfortable. It can feel very anxious and fear-based and all of these different things. But I hope that this message brings you some type of like relief and positivity that things are shifting, changes are coming. All of these things are breaking down the walls to build something new and fresh. So I'm wishing you guys so much love and light, and I hope you all have an amazing day.